Hello and welcome back to the Pixel Street podcast. This is episode 217 of the show. We're getting up there in numbers week by week, brick by brick. What's another phrase I could use, John?
uh Stone by stone,
Step by step.
step by step. uh I
Keep it
don't
going.
know.
You got more. Come on,
um
you're a writer.
do I have more? I would use like all of those.
Yeah, as always, I'm one of your hosts, Joel Campos. Host Joel Campos. And joining me is GamePer's newest full-time writer, John Hansen.
Yeah,
Hey,
not
clap.
quite
I'm
yet.
clapping.
Starting on February 1st,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
yeah, but
very
you've announced
exciting.
it, so the news is out there.
Yes, yes, I'm
So
very
yeah,
excited.
congrats. Big
Yeah,
congrats. That's
it's
awesome.
been a very long time coming. uh
Speech, 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 speech.
I would like to thank the Academy,
The
and
Academy is the band, not the Oscars Academy.
yeah, no, the Academy for always inspiring me to do my best. Christopher Judge for being a real role model on how to deliver speeches, and I was just sitting around one day thinking about Atreus and how. Okay, I won't go into that. We don't have 10 minutes to spend on this. I'm very excited. Having an actual job writing about video games is something I never thought would actually be real when I was a kid. Um, After I had my daughter, I was in a very rough spot mentally, and just like financially. Like there was a while where I was living in my dad's garage, and I there were times where I was struggling to keep a job because nothing I did I ever liked. My job with GamePer and writing and everything is something I absolutely love. And yeah, just growing up in Iowa, these opportunities don't come around. So it took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of luck as well. I'm not even going to lie about that. Um, very, very excited to get going on this, though.
Well, yeah, you made it. Congrats again. I'm definitely happy for you. I know you enjoy writing a lot, so it's great that you're finally full time. It's something that you've talked about to me for a while now, like the past year and a
Yeah.
half, I think, about wanting to be
Yes.
hired full time at GamePer since you've been writing for them. But yeah,
Yes.
huge congrats to John. Um, you could join our Discord and tell him congrats yourself. That's a segue. Check out our pinned tweet on Twitter at Pixel Street, where you can get the invite to the Discord link in there. Yeah, this week we are going to be talking about some layoffs that are happening over at Microsoft. We're going to talk briefly about the Last of Us TV show on HBO, and Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Some news came out this week about that game. I don't know if it's really news, if that's something we knew. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But
League
anyway,
stuff.
John, let's get right into it. Actually, no, sorry. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Pixel Street Videos. I left that part out. Um, yeah, anyway, let's get right into it, John. The Last of Us series premiered this past Sunday. Um, it had the second biggest opening for HBO behind House of the Dragon, which I mean, it's not a surprise that a Game of Thrones thing is the largest premiere on HBO ever because that show
Yeah.
it's monstrous, right? That show's crazy
Yeah.
big.
And probably, I think this was the highest like new series premiere. So I don't think any of the Game of Thrones seasons are attached to this. Uh, and how it always goes is if the original thing is a massive hit, the sequel or whatever, that's gonna have the bigger numbers than the original because
Yeah,
not everyone knew about Game of Thrones when that first season
yeah.
premiered.
Episode 1. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So that's a
yeah,
huge accomplishment for the Last of Us HBO show. But yeah, John, what did you think of the show without any spoilers?
yes. So that first episode, I thought was nearly perfect in every way. They had so many callbacks to the game, like uh, the opening part where you see Joel's house before the virus like gets out widespread. Like they even had like there's a drawing that Sarah did of like a dinosaur or something that she was going to give Joel for his birthday. It's the exact same drawing on her desk as you can find in the game, which is just such a crazy detail. Like I looked at it and it's like the exact same drawing. Um, there's just so much. Like there's scenes like pulled straight out of the game essentially. Um, that moment in the beginning made me tear up again. It always will. That moment will just always hit me. I just think it was a perfect starting off point and for how this series should go. Very excited for it going forward.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that it has going for it is that, like, it's not just the people who are gamers who played the game that enjoy it, right? It's people
Hmm.
like, for instance, Will, right? He's never played The Last of Us. He's never owned a PlayStation console at all. He watched the first episode of this show and thought it was so good that now he's talking about maybe getting a PS5 so that he can
Well,
play through the game and then play the sequel as well. But yeah, because I told him because I he didn't watch it till the day after. Um, and I told him, I was like, dude, it's probably like the best video game adaptation of a video game ever in TV or movie. Just because like it follows the story perfectly of The Last of Us. And I think that tells a lot to how good of a story it is that Naughty Dog wrote for that game, like 9 years ago now. Almost 10 years ago is when that originally came out, right? So it's crazy.
the one thing I really love about it is Marlene, the voice actress, reprised her role
Yeah.
in the show. That is so cool. I think Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey are very good. Joel and Ellie so far. Obviously, who knows so far what's going to happen in the episodes coming ahead, but that first episode was it hit all the perfect points for me.
It did. And sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I love the like tendrils that come out of the infected's mouth and everything. That's like such a creepy thing that
It
I
is
love
very
that they put
creepy.
in.
At first, I thought it was like hair because like they were like
Hmm.
biting like the head, but then I like you could tell once it like panned out a little bit what it was. But yeah, I think they did a perfect job of like following the story pretty perfectly spot on with the game, and they also added like stuff here and there to like kind of expand on the story a little bit to like kind of make more sense to people.
I love
Um,
that cold open that they did with the like
oh yeah, yeah,
interview at the beginning where they were like I think it was like in the 60s, but he
yeah,
was just explaining like, yeah, if this fungus were to break out, which the cordyceps fungus is a real thing in the world. It actually happens if you have a chance to look up zombie ants. That's a real thing. I think it's in South America. Um, he's like, yeah, if the weather were to get warmer and this were to spread, we have no way to stop it. And I was like, that is such a cool way to explain like what's happening in the present day of this story. So I thought that was
yeah.
great as well.
Yeah, and then they added a whole thing with like a stranded child, right? I'm not going to
Oh
spoil it at
yeah,
all, but like they
yeah.
added that to like kind of show the severity of where the world is um
Hmm.
in present day for the zombie outbreak. But yeah, overall just great. I think personally it's the best video game adaptation of a TV show or movie ever so far. I
Uh,
can't I've never seen the World of Warcraft movie though, so I don't know how
I liked it.
much I don't know how much that follows the story and everything, but in
I
turn,
know some people didn't like Warcraft, but I really liked it.
but yeah, in terms of like the success it's seeing so far, I think that there's no doubt, at least right now, that it will be the best one ever.
Uh, I wouldn't give it that until we see the finale. I think obviously it's setting itself up for that with the first episode, but this being like a whole series with like a lot of story left to tell, like who knows? They could pull a Game of Thrones last season on us and completely switch things up. I don't think they will.
I don't think they will.
I think this will end up being one of, if not the best game adaptations ever. But I don't know. I'm not in a rush to give it that title yet. I want to see everything. But man, was that a very strong opening.
Yeah, Joshua's in the YouTube chat just like you can be when we record on Wednesday nights, and says The Last of Us is good so far, and also says that that '60s kind of interview thing that they had was a nice ad. It makes the fungus make more sense, and
Hmm.
they also go on to say that the real fans like the Warcraft movie, so none of those fake
Yeah,
fans liked it.
yeah. Shout out to Joshua. Check out here. Let me. I was on his podcast a couple weeks ago, and it was a lot of fun. So you should check it out. I believe it's the Out of Mana podcast. Josh, let me
Out of
know if I
Mana.
said that wrong, but I believe
No, it
that's
is.
what it
I'm
is.
I'm actually going on the podcast this Friday, so
Oh, hey, nice, cool.
yeah, it'll be on Josh's I don't know if I don't know if his name's Joshua or Josh. Let us know,
Yeah,
Joshua. I don't know what your
Joshua,
first full name is.
Joshua.
Joshua.
His parents named him Joshua. Okay,
Oh,
real name is Josh.
twitch.tv/JoshuaCast is
Okay,
where that podcast will be live on Friday evening. So
awesome.
yeah, check that out this Friday.
All right,
Let's
so
move
yeah,
on, John. We're gonna keep
Last of
watching
Us
The
is great.
Last of Us. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
great. I'm sure we're gonna touch base on it at least for a minute every week. But yeah, moving on. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League has a battle pass and appears to be a live service game. Plus, some of the gameplay was leaked, which I did not
Yeah,
see the leaked gameplay. So I'm gonna click on this.
yeah. So the gameplay to me looks good. It's about what we would expect. Or was this leaked, or was this stuff that they already showed? I'm not sure. It was on one of the leakers like Twitter pages, so I posted it. Um, yeah, Battle Pass in a Rocksteady made Arkhamverse game feels a little dirty to me. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm just stuck thinking on like Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, which were just brilliant single player adventure games. And this very much isn't that anymore. We have a co op game that actually lets you play with three other people. And plus, you're playing as the Suicide Squad, not Batman. But man, when I first heard, oh yeah, this has a battle pass and we have these live service features, I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. I I don't know. Uh, Obviously, battle passes are better than like loot boxes and everything, but like, not everything needs a battle pass these days. And I just feel like this
Yeah,
is one of those. I just want to play through the campaign. I just want to enjoy it with friends. If they can add on more content, again, maybe that's good. But like, I don't want this to be a live service game. I just want to really enjoy whatever is here. And who knows? Maybe it could be great still. Um, there were also some there was also some information about certain characters getting killed off that might disappoint people. Uh, I'm not going to talk about them here because I don't want to spoil it. I was a little upset that I saw that anyway. But yeah, it's
is this in the is this in like the Arkham Asylum universe?
universe. Yes, it is.
Weird.
That's why they've got like, yeah, this is, but Gotham Knights isn't,
Doesn't
which
make
is,
sense.
yeah. But I we have Kevin Conroy playing Batman for the last time here, we think. So it's like all connected and everything. And if you played Arkham Knight, hopefully we get some answers to what happened at the end of that, because
Never played any of them.
there's a essentially he reveals that he's Bruce Wayne to Gotham City. Everyone goes crazy, and then at the end he blows up Wayne Mansion with him and Alfred inside it to like
Spoilers.
fake their death. That game is like 9 years old now, so whatever.
But we weren't spoiling The Last of Us, even though it's 10 years old.
Yeah, but that series just debuted this week. All right.
Yeah,
Um.
I don't know. Suicide Squad. Joshua in the chat said that asked if they're trying to pull an Avengers game, and that's the first thing I thought of is the Avengers. Right?
mm,
It's like I like the story in the Avengers. I liked playing co-op with my friends in the Avengers, but I'm not gonna sit there and grind out 50 levels or whatever it is just to keep doing the same missions over and over again. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this. Is that
yeah,
it's going to be very similar to that, and I was not a fan of that.
yeah. So just looking at this gameplay here, it is just a lot of killing Brainiac's minions, which is just kind of, I don't know. It seems the gameplay here looks fine for a shooter, but the best thing about the Arkham games was the combat. You were Batman, you were It had this I forget what this called, like flow combat or something. It felt great to do at all times. Like even though you were fighting a lot of the same kind of villains all the time, it was really fun to pull off like every single time you got into it. Here it just looks like basic shooting. Hopefully it turns out to be more than that, but I'm not really too confident in all honesty about that. So I don't know. Hopefully I'm proven wrong on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that this game's for me, and that's fine. It's for some people, but I don't
Yep.
think it's for me.
Yeah,
John,
we've been waiting so long for
take us through
this
this next
title.
article because I don't know what this is referencing, and it's something that you probably know more about.
Okay, so Ubisoft Paris has been called to strike against, I can never pronounce his name.
Yves
Yeez
Guillemont, or something like
Guillemot,
that.
I think it's Guillemot. The CEO of Ubisoft. So he had a bit of calling out to his company lately. Um, Here, let me just pull up what he was saying. He pretty much was like talking about how Ubisoft is losing a lot of money lately, how they've been delaying stuff, and he pretty much came out and was like putting it all on the devs. It was like all their fault.
You guys are
Um,
making bad games. That's why we're losing money. That's why
yeah,
we're canceling these games.
he essentially was saying stuff like, "Hey, the ball is in your court to get this turned around. Give it your all. Be as efficient and lean as possible." He was saying that kind of stuff to his employees. Trying to be encouraging while also being like, "Hey, you guys aren't doing enough to save this company." So yeah,
I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to like give them a spark, right? To like I don't know, like give it their all pretty much. But like it just when you're that high up in a company and people already look poorly upon you, like it's just not a good look.
no, it isn't. So let me see if I can pronounce this right. Solidaires Informatique Jeux Video. I don't know what that is. It's some kind of company in Paris. They're calling for Ubisoft Paris to go on strike against him. So that is, I believe, it is happening on. It's happening on January 27th. So today, actually, Guillemot put out a little. He had like a Q&A with his people, and he's like, "I heard your feedback, and I'm sorry this was perceived this way. When saying the ball is in your court to deliver our lineup on time and at the expected level of quality, I wanted to convey the idea that more than ever, I need your talent and energy to make it happen. This is a collective journey that starts, of course, with myself and with the leadership team to create the conditions for all of us to succeed together." He did not comment on the strike or anything, but yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like every time I hear something from Guillemot, Guillermo, I don't know. Every time I hear
Eves, call him
something from
Eves.
Eves, every time I hear something from him lately, it's just bad stuff. Like it's either, oh, we're getting a hostile taken over right now. We're delaying these games. These games are getting canceled outright. There's always something with Ubisoft, and it's like harassment stuff. Like everything coming out of Ubisoft these days, it's just bad news. And like I never thought that Ubisoft was the best publisher and developer out there, but I'd say like last decade they were pretty consistent at least. Like they would put out their Assassin's Creed, their Just Dances and everything, and they would, I mean, it'd be the same thing over and over again, essentially, but they were at least good experiences. Now we're not getting much of that, and we have all this other controversy and all that. Man, it's just Ubisoft is just taking the punches like crazy lately.
Yeah, they're not in a good place. Especially with the new Assassin's Creed game reportedly going back to like the roots of Assassin's Creed, which I'm not a big fan of because I personally like the new kind of Assassin's Creed games. Um, so
I'm fine with it since they're making other ones that are in the new style. Like you can have both.
impossible.
Impossible. Yeah. But yeah, Ubisoft and Yeez, Yee Yeet sucks right now.
Yeah. John, let's just move on to quick news. I don't want to keep talking about how Ubisoft is canceling everything, how
Yeah.
everybody hates Yves Guillemot right now. Um, so let's start about something even more depressing.
Yeah.
Microsoft is laying off 10,000 employees, including people at Xbox Game Studios and Bethesda. Yeah, it always sucks, but I mean, like it happens year after year. There's a report like this, right? With like,
Yeah.
because Microsoft is such a big company, and I don't know if we know exactly how many like game devs were laid off, right? We
I
don't
don't
know
think
that
so.
number,
But
but
from various studios, I did see 343 is affected by this. I didn't look too closely into the other ones, but yeah, there is a lot happening right now. Apparently, this is a has a lot to do with their downsizing after with the pandemic, like slowing down. That they did the overspending and stuff to compensate for all the people that were staying at home during the big days of the pandemic. And now they just have too many workers, I guess. I don't really know everything about this, but that's kind of what I got out of reading articles on it. Um, Hopefully, all these people are able to get jobs fairly soon. But yeah, I have seen some people upset because Microsoft made a lot of money this year, like they're always going to do. And I don't know, it's just it's business.
yeah,
I think just tech in general is seeing a lot of layoffs at the moment.
yeah. In other Microsoft news, Joseph Staten, who was recently, not recently, I guess it's almost 3 years ago now. He joined back to 343 in 2020 to help steer Halo Infinite towards the finish line. He's leaving the studio to rejoin Xbox Publishing. So if you don't know, he worked on Halo back in the day, and then left to join Xbox Publishing, and then came back because they kind of needed more guidance because the game was in a bad place before launch, and he rejoined to help steer the game back in the right direction. Now he's leaving again. So I mean, like, there's a lot of different ways you could read this. Like, you could read it as if like the game's still in a bad place and he just is jumping ship at this point, or 343 is cleaning house and like they're just like, hey, we don't want you here because it's not going well. Or you could read it as him being like, okay, I've steered it in the right direction. They're gonna take this game forward in the next few years, and I can go back to what I was doing before, right, within
Yeah.
Microsoft.
Was he with the publishing before he went back to work on
Yeah,
Halo?
yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, I don't know too much about him in all honesty, but I don't know. I don't he was brought on to like help steer the campaign progress, right? When they were
No,
working on that.
just creative director as a whole.
Gotcha.
So
Well,
it was thought that he was there mainly for the campaign, but I mean, like, how much could he have done for the campaign in the year before release, right?
yeah, that is true.
So and
Um,
like they 343 has said that they want this game to last 10 years, which there's no way that's going to be the case given that like they're dropping players left and right, even though they're like, just yesterday a new event started. I hopped on, I did all the challenges for the 10 tier free event battle pass, and now I'm done playing again. Like, I hop
mm,
in and out here and there. And I'm like a huge Halo fan. Like, I'm a diehard Halo fan. If they can't keep me playing the game, how the fuck are they going to keep Joe Schmo playing the game?
yeah,
So who knows?
they have such a great idea to keep it going, but it just they're not pulling it off. It's one, it's not quick enough, and two, it's just not the right content. We've got all this stuff from like past Halo games that people want to see in the game, but it takes them a year to get put in at least. So I don't know. It sucks because Halo Infinite at the beginning was like amazing, and I was like, hell yeah, this might be the best Halo
And
yet.
it's still a great game, right? The
Oh
gameplay is
yeah,
amazing. It's just they don't have the content, and they're not putting out enough content to keep up with games like Call of Duty or Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like, they're just
yeah,
not. You can't release a battle pass once every 6 to 8 months
yeah. That is
and
ridiculous.
expect it to be okay. And
Yeah,
like the rate at which they're releasing maps is pretty piss poor as well. Granted, they did release Forge recently and the custom games browser, which is, it's
that's
all
good.
great and everything, but it really isn't gonna mean much until they start putting some of those forge maps and game modes into like a match made playlist of some sort.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I'm still holding out hope that we're gonna get a Halo Battle Royale in the next few years, just because I love Battle Royale games. I know they're kind of dying as of late. Like a lot of games are steering more towards like the DMZ and Escape from Tarkov type game modes. I think that's like the hot thing at the moment. But I still think Battle Royales are gonna come out on top in the long run.
yeah. I mean, they'll always be popular. Just maybe we won't see games just dedicated to them. Uh, Whoever, what is it? Certain Affinity making that was rumored to be making that.
Yeah,
I think.
that was
Uh,
like we
yeah,
know that they're helping 343 in some way. We just have no idea what it is.
gotcha. Yeah, hopefully at this developer direct thing, we can get
That would be cool.
some kind of announcement for Halo's future because right now it's just empty, and
Yeah.
that sucks, man.
The thing is, this developer conference was said that it's only going to focus on stuff releasing in the next 6 months. So who
The new
knows?
season,
Yeah, new season doesn't mean battle royale, but who
yeah,
knows?
just
Yeah. Moving on.
anything to make the game better. All right.
PlayStation is releasing Ultimate Sackboy on mobile devices later this year, an endless runner game featuring the Little Big Planet star. So I imagine this is going to be like Mario Run.
No, it's like Sonic Dash, I believe is what it was
I
called.
never
So
played that.
it's you have 3 lanes and there's like obstacles in all.
Oh, it's like the what's that Subway Surfer game?
Yeah, that you see on
Like
TikTok
that.
all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
looks like.
So yeah, check that out when it comes out if you're 12. Moving on, China is losing access to Activision Blizzard games on January 23rd. What's
Yeah,
this about,
apparently
John?
Blizzard couldn't get a new agreement made with NetEase, and everyone in China that loves playing like Overwatch and stuff is just those servers are getting shut down like as soon as that happens, which is kind of weird timing since the Lunar New Year event just
Yeah,
started in Overwatch
very
2.
weird.
So the people that would be celebrating this are losing access to the game.
Dude, China's a weird place, man. They got some real strict rules and regulations on stuff.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, I always love like looking into like how Nintendo would get their games over there. So like for the Nintendo 64, they worked with a company and they made this it was essentially looked like a Nintendo 64 controller but a little bulkier. And it was called the IQ, and it was just a controller, but it had like all the N64 games that you care about built into it, and you would just connect it to the TV and play. Some interesting stuff there.
Yeah, that is crazy. Moving on, this one I find pretty interesting. Callisto Protocol underperformed on sales in its first month, debuting at number 17 for games, outsold by Mario Kart, Minecraft, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and many more. So
Yeah.
that's wild to me. Like these games are all pretty old.
Yeah, no, those are old games. I actually have the top 20 here if you're interested.
Wait, when did
Number,
Callisto Protocol come out? In December?
yeah, it was last month. Like
Okay,
it's
so
been
I
8
kind of
months.
get I kind of get why that would be because I'm sure a lot of people got Switches for Christmas and stuff, and those were all like Switch games that we listed.
Yeah. But those were all games that were in the teens. The top ranking games are, of course, Modern Warfare 2,
Grand Theft
Pokemon Scarlet
Auto.
and Violet, God of War Ragnarok. Grand Theft Auto is not on here.
Wow.
Um, FIFA, Sonic Frontiers, Elden Ring, Need for Speed Unbound. That one kind of surprised me. There's Mario Kart, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion got number 10, NBA 2K23, Just Dance 2023, Mario and Rabbids, Minecraft, Super Smash Bros., Nintendo Switch Sports, Callisto Protocol, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Splatoon 3, and then Gotham Knights was at the bottom. So, yeah, some interesting things there. Of course, a lot of those games, like you said, those are games that people are going to buy for Christmas presents. Your Mario Kart for the people that just got a Switch, FIFA, Call of Duty, of course, will always be at the top of that list. Pokemon when there's a new one. Madden, like all that stuff is just the same kind of thing. But it's Callisto Protocol was kind of billed as being like a triple or a quadruple A title, so it needs to make a lot of money back. And from a financial standpoint, and I think a critical standpoint, I think it was just kind of seen as an okay game. I think it's kind of underperforming in a lot of areas.
I'll tell you what, John. I'm excited to try Callisto Protocol on its inevitable entry to Xbox Game Pass at some point in the future.
Are you gonna try it? Because I'm not.
I mean, I'll try it. Like, I think the game looks really pretty,
Joel,
but I'll
I
try it.
can't get you to play Bioshock. You're not
Oh
gonna
yeah,
try the
fuck that. No,
Callisto
I'll try
Protocol.
this. I tried Dead Space. I played for like 3 hours of Dead Space. I'll try
I
this.
I couldn't get Dead Space going. I stopped that soon. That shit freaked me out.
No, it did, and that's why I stopped. It freaked me out.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, moving on. After concerns that Leatherface was leaving Dead by Daylight, Behavior say he is not going anywhere. Is Behavior the Dead by Daylight dev?
Yes.
I didn't. I did never heard of that company before. I did not know that that's who made that game.
They are, it's obviously their biggest game, but they've had some other games in the past that are not really that big, so it doesn't surprise me. I think they used to have a different name too. So yeah, Leatherface, the guy from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game that's coming out later this year. So people, I think, were kind of putting two and two together, be like, "Oh, Dead by Daylight's going to lose the license for Leatherface because that's most of their game is made up of iconic horror properties. Stranger Things was
I have
lost
a. I,
previously.
I have a question. So, for these characters like Leatherface, do you
Hmm.
have to pay for that DLC, or is that something
Yes.
you unlock? So, what happens with your money? Do you just lose it?
No, you just. Oh, so the
So,
Stranger
if they were to
Things
remove it, yeah, yeah. So, say I bought
The
the
Stranger
Stranger
Things
Things
guys
thing.
were taken away. People who had bought it before could still play as them, but you just can't buy them now. That's how it would
That's okay. That's
work.
interesting.
So it's
That's a weird like licensing contract.
it is, but Stranger Things is the only one that's been taken away so far. There's still so many other ones. They've got two Resident Evil packs. Uh, of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hellraiser, Halloween. Freddy Krueger's in there. Like there's a bunch of these. There's also like a Saw chapter. So they've got so many of those. They have some original characters which you can either buy them or earn them in game, but it's yeah, the properties that are licensed you have to pay for.
Gotcha. Moving on, Hogwarts Legacy. Ooh, Hogwarts Legacy will be about 30 hours long for the main line progression, over 70 hours for 100% according to leaked art book. I mean, this is like take with a grain of salt because
Yeah, of course.
like 2 weeks into the game, you might go to howlongtobeat.com and it might say it'll take you 15 hours, right? Like
Yeah,
that's all kind of just like through their playtesting what they found probably. So yeah,
yeah.
who knows? But yeah, I'm so excited for this game. I know it's kind of controversial. People are saying don't buy the game, boycott the game, stuff like that. But like, I think boycotting it is just going to hurt the devs and not really hurt JK Rowling already made her money, right? Off
They're
of
not
this
touching.
license.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
whatever you do, you're just
granted,
hurting
that's
that
just
put
my
in all the
opinion. That's just my opinion on it. Like, do what you want. Like, everybody has their own opinion. If you want to boycott this game, that's completely fine.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm definitely gonna play so much of this game when it comes out, and I
Oh yeah.
cannot wait.
Well, February 10th, right?
Yeah,
That's the date. Yeah,
it's
that's the date.
coming. Oh, he
It's coming.
coming.
John, show me a collectible.
Uh, I have one coming in the mail that I just ordered today. It is a. I don't have it here. It is. What was it? I said it in the Discord chat. It's a new Pokemon Elite Trainer box for
Which
Crowd
one was it?
Zenith. I want to say is what it's called.
Oh, is that the one with the Lugia?
Yeah, no, Lucario.
Lucario. Oh, so is this Mewtwo card in that set? Sorry,
Yes.
I'm pretty out of it. So I
It's all
need
good.
that Mewtwo. I need that Mewtwo
It's
card. Considering the fact that I
I think
have the Charizard one that's like from the opposite angle, I need that Mewtwo card.
right. Yeah, that's insane that you have that. I would love to have that as well.
Dude, it comes with the Charizard UPC. Like it's a promo card.
Okay, we'll have to talk about that later. But yeah, apparently this thing releases in 2 days. I was able to pre-order it on Amazon still, so you might have a chance to do that. I think it was also a little bit cut down too on the price, so I would look
Cool.
there. Yeah, so I'll definitely get into that. Of course, I still have all these Pokemon cards I need to open up and everything, but Joel, you went and did it. You went and got me back on my Pokemon card bullshit.
Fun fact, me and a few friends, we sent in 30 cards to get graded a few weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
We
Are
sent
are
in
we
10
gonna
cards
start
each.
doing streams again?
We can. I have some actually yeah, I do have some stuff I could open. I just don't really want to open it.
Send it to me.
But this is one of the this is what you get that Charizard in this box.
What is it?
It's a big box, but this is what you
It's
get.
just.
You get three
I mean, like, what's it
Charizards.
called?
Oh, it's just the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection, which is
So,
UPC. It's
okay.
it's $110 on Amazon right now.
Oh,
But
okay.
it comes with a bunch of packs. You get like a play mat. You could use as a mouse pad if you wanted. Probably you get three Charizard promo cards. But yeah, those are three of the cards I had sent into grade. Were those three Charizard cards I got with it? They were all pretty badly centered, but I'm keeping them. It's not like I'm trying to sell them or anything.
Yeah.
My collectible, which isn't really a collectible. I've been watching a lot of keyboard videos on YouTube lately. So
Uh huh.
I bought some new keycaps for my keyboard.
Oh,
You, it
that,
won't focus. It won't focus on
yeah.
them.
No,
But
but we can see it. It's black and white and orange.
well, no, it's orange, white, and like a navy blue.
I like
Um,
black.
but yeah, and then I bought some stuff to like change the sound of when I type by like dampening the inside of the keyboard. I don't know. I'm super invested in it right now, so I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, I'm excited for these new keycaps because I'm a fucking nerd.
Joel, I'm on this Charizard thing. You better talk me out of it, or I'm gonna buy it.
You might be able to find a better deal, honestly.
Yeah, it says it's 110 right now. I don't know.
Yeah, when I bought it, they were 120 each. I bought two of them,
Oh,
and I'm keeping one sealed. But
yeah, just in
yeah,
case.
I've seen them. They were on sale at GameStop at one point around the holidays, but I don't think they're on sale anymore.
Gotcha. Because yeah, oh, you don't have the art because you send it in, right?
Yeah, I sent it in.
Yeah. Oh. Well, you'll have to show us it when it comes back.
Yeah, you can see the three cards if you Google it, the ones that come with it. But
Gotcha.
yeah, let's talk about what we've been playing, John. What have you been playing?
All right, so I went back and played some Deathloop this week. I when it came to Xbox, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna run through. I'm gonna get my achievements again and play through it. But when we first played it, when it came out on PS5, I think you and I were both we weren't as high on it as other people were. Like people were like giving it 10 out of 10s. We were both like, yeah, it's a good game, but I still don't think it's a 10 out of 10. I'd give it like an 8 or a 9. I still feel that way, but I had a lot of fun with it again. It was fun to go through and find weapons that I missed out on the first time, and I had a bigger emphasis on collecting slabs and upgrading them. Where originally I pretty much used the same thing every single time in my initial run. Um, yeah, I enjoyed it again. I always thought it was weird that they never put out any DLC for that because that game did so well. I figured that they would like come out with more for it, but they just never
It,
did.
do you think that has anything to do with like the Microsoft acquisition too? Like in the middle of the development?
Maybe. Um, is that the team that's working on Redfall, or is that it's a different Arcane, right?
I think it's the same team.
It might be the same team, but There are different arcane studios that do different games, but I'm not sure which one Deathloop is.
No,
So
I think it's the same team because everybody's excited because of what is it, Darksiders, right? No. What am I thinking of? What's the other arcane game? Super
Dishonored.
popular. Dishonored, yeah. People are excited that like a Dishonored touch is gonna be in Redfall as well. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um yeah, I
No,
never really
Deathloop.
liked I never got into Deathloop. I played like 4 hours, 3 hours maybe. I've never been a big fan of like going through a zone and then like leaving that zone and then it's like, all right, go back in that zone, but this time get something new.
Yeah.
Like
There's one particular. The one thing I do like about it is that it lays out uh like steps for you to go through, like each of the steps to eliminate all of um the visionaries that are keeping the loop going. There's one in particular that really sucks though, because it takes a lot of resetting the loop, and then you have to go to this power station to activate it in a different spot of the map, then you have to go there, and once you get your information there you have to restart and do it over again. You have to do that like 3 or 4 times, which really sucks.
that's annoying.
But outside of that, it's very rewarding to find something. Like there's a nuclear reactor in one of the spots that if you look around enough, you can find a some blueprints that tell you, hey, if you cut the wires in this order, you can stop it from ever going off. So when the visionary sees you, she'll originally set that to explode because she doesn't care. The loop will restart. But if you stop her from doing that, you can just get an easy kill on her, and she's like, "What the fuck?" Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
there's some very rewarding stuff in there, but yeah, I'm with you. It's not as it's not as good of a game as some people make it out to be, but it's a very enjoyable one.
Cool. I've been playing more Fortnite. Um, I don't know. I've got that bug, man. Fortnite's fun.
I know.
I bought the John Cena skin the other day. Very proud owner of the John Cena skin.
So no
Um,
one can see you.
no one can see me. Not when I'm running around that fucking island, man. I'll tell you what.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I've just been having a blast playing it with friends. I like grinding out the battle pass in it because it's got cool stuff. I recently unlocked Doom Guy in the battle pass, which is cool.
That looks cool.
Geralt from The Witcher's coming at the end of the month, I think. Maybe beginning of next month. I don't really remember, but yeah, he's getting added to the battle pass, I think, in some form. So yeah, that game's just exciting to me.
Yeah.
John, let's talk about sports games, huh? You want to talk about
Okay.
sports games?
Kinda, because I've been seeing you play one particular sports game a lot in the last week.
Yeah. So over the weekend, I bought NBA 2K23. It was on sale, and I haven't played an NBA game in a long time, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And I downloaded it, and I've just been loving it. I've only played my career so far, which is where you create a character and work your way through the NBA, right?
Mhm.
In this game, they've added like RPG elements, which is really fucking weird. Like, but in a good way, I think. I was listening to a podcast where somebody was talking about it, and they didn't like it, but that's because they play every NBA game, right? So it's like it
Mhm.
gets boring to them, grinding the same shit year after year just to get like a 99 overall guy to then play online against people. Um, I've been enjoying it just because I don't play every NBA game. Like it has you doing like I have a bunch of side quests and stuff. I have main quests. Like the main quest will be like, score this many points in this many game of a span, and then the side quest will be like, hey, try and get on J. Cole's next album rapping, which it's like cringe as fuck, but it's still entertaining to do these side quests. I oh your camera was frozen for a minute, but you're back. Um, yeah, I don't know. So like that's one. Another one I was doing is like helping a guy go from like running a hot dog cart to like opening his first hot dog brick and mortar store because I'm like an NBA player, so like I have influence on fans and stuff. So like I had to run around the city to all these different places wearing like a hot dog hat and like handing out flyers to other businesses and stuff. It's just like super weird stuff like that. But I mean, it's interesting to me It's got, like, a full-fledged story. It does that thing where, like, it starts you out in the NBA draft. You get picked, like, 1 pick before your rival, and it's
Of course.
controversial. It's controversial because, like, all the fans wanted the team to pick your rival, but they chose you. And so it's like you're already off to a bad start, so you got to like save grace more or less by like doing all this stuff. Um, I don't know. I've just found it super interesting. It's fun. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm making my way through the NBA. I just got named a starter, which is exciting.
Mm,
So yeah, I'll probably keep playing it. It's just like a fun kind of like I don't have to think about it too much when I'm playing, you know what I mean? The only downside they made like this whole open world city that you do these quests in, which is really fucking cool. The only downside is it takes forever to get from point A to point B. You
oh,
can
you
run
can't just like pull up a map and instantly teleport there.
no, and it's so frustrating. The only place I've found that you can teleport to is like if I wanted to go play my next game, I can go in the calendar and go like play next game and it teleports me to the arena. But everything else, like if my side quest is like go across the map, I have to like either run there. So there's more options, but all I have unlocked is I can run there. I can pull out a basketball and like sprint there while dribbling and stuff, which is dumb. The third option I have, John, the third
Well,
option I
we all
have
know people can't sprint without a basketball.
here we go.
Okay.
The third option is I can pull out a skateboard and skateboard there. And let me tell you, I you can tell 2K has never worked on a skateboard video game because it is
Yeah.
so bad. It is so bad the skateboarding. And like when you're skateboarding, if you get like within a foot of any object, it just like turns your guy completely away from it because like there's like an invisible barrier you can't go near with the skateboard and it's like
Uh,
so far from the object itself. Um but yeah, uh stupid stuff aside, NBA is just it's just a fun game, right? Like if you like
mhm,
basketball, you're going to love this game because it's really the only basketball game out right now.
yeah. I uh I kind of had an itch a couple months ago to play a basketball game, and I was really considering buying NBA 2K23. I was such a massive basketball fan growing up, but I really fell off it. I don't know. Maybe I'll get it and we can play each other or something.
Part
But
of what wanted me to pick it up was I went to a DePaul Blue Demons, which is a college team in
mhm.
Chicago. I went to a game over the weekend with my brother, and I was like, you know what? I want to pick up NBA 2K. I enjoy watching basketball from time to time. I always like playing the games, and I know people fucking love 2K games year after year. So I picked it up, and now I'm playing
Cool,
like every day, many hours.
awesome. The other sports game that I've been playing is I got back into MLB The Show 22, and I'm like before, I'm picking back up on my franchise. Right now, this game usually I'll do some simulating to like get further in the timeline to get like a couple of years down the road, so I can like actually manage a team. Um, this time in this game, I've been playing a lot more games with less simulating, and so I'm only 1 year ahead right now. I'm in 2023 because this game you're originally playing in 2022, and usually I'll have dynamic difficulty on, but something I think this game is pretty bugged out right now. So I had dynamic difficulty on and it was just not adjusting my difficulty at all. Like I a while ago I was playing pretty well and it like put me up pretty high on the difficulty scale and I was like so after taking a break and everything, I was sucking. I was like striking out all the time. I couldn't like I was guessing and just failing constantly against the AI in my franchise. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna lower this a little bit. And I set my batting difficulty to like all star, which is pretty high, but it's not like the top. I was like, okay, I can get used to this. So the game says I'm on all star difficulty right now, but my hitting reticle is ginormous. Like it put me on beginner. So right now I'm like, I last night I had a game where I hit 5 home runs in a row, and I was like, okay,
Push.
now this isn't fun anymore. I want some challenge, but I don't want to be absolutely destroyed. And usually I like MLB's dynamic difficulty, but there's just something off with it right now. It's got to
So
be like bugged out.
I noticed that before when I was playing like months and months ago. I haven't played the game in a long time, but um, what I found is that it's super fast to put you up to the next tier, right? So like if you're batting really good, it'll jump you up to the next difficulty up, or I think it kind of steps, right? Like there's kind of half difficulties if you do dynamic.
Yeah.
Um, and I found that it almost never puts you back down. Like
Hmm.
you have to play really bad for a really long time for it to put you back down, which is very frustrating. And it really annoyed me to where I just set the difficulty to the easier one, even though I was doing much better, just because I was having way more fun and I was actually winning games that way.
Yeah.
And
So
I
my
thought at the time I thought that it was something that just had to do with because I was doing it in March to October, and that's where
mm,
I first noticed it, and it just I guess that's just how the game is. It just won't put you back down for a really long time.
yeah, I'm gonna keep playing because I've had a baseball itch. I'm ready for spring training and the actual season to begin again. I just absolutely love baseball, so I might give it a try for like a day or two more. But if I'm still having these difficulty issues where I'm either blowing out the other team or they're just destroying me, I'm probably just gonna shut it down until the next game comes out. Maybe I'll pick up NBA though. It's been a very long time since I played a basketball game.
Yeah, I think that it was on sale for like $40, and that's when I picked it up. And that was for the
Gotcha.
deluxe edition because I don't think the other edition was on sale at all. It was just the
Weird.
deluxe that was on sale. Yeah, very weird.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, do you want to talk about Stranded Deep or should
I
we call
can.
it
I can talk about it real quick. How much time do we got?
like 5 minutes?
All right. Yeah, that's fine. So, Stranded Deep. I talked about this last week. Me and my friend Dan have been playing it, and it's a survival game. It's very janky. It's made by a small team, but there are things to like about it. We were finally going to like finish the game. They recently, or within the last couple of years, they added in a like actual ending to the story. Now you have to go find three sea monsters and kill them to like get blueprints for this plane so that you can leave this like watery area and like get back to civilization. The problem, this is where like a ton of problems started popping up for me. So the game started glitching out for me whenever I would join his game. We would have these chests that we were putting all of our inventory into so we could carry more stuff. But when I would interact with them, they would empty out and like everything would fall out and just wouldn't work. Then to find the sea monsters, the world is auto generated, so islands are scattered all around the place. To find where they're at, you have to go to the main menu to look at a map. There's no in-game map option. So we would like load out of the game, pull up the map, look at it, he would take a picture and send it to me, and then we would have to like guess where we were. So we finally found our first sea monster yesterday. It was a megalodon. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's fight. We're fighting for a couple minutes, like it takes a long time. And then I got kicked out of the game. I was like, oh, that sucks. Let's do it again. Same thing happened. I was like, what the hell, man? Like I've been kicked out like a time or two before, but not like this. Turns out there's this huge bug where if you're playing co-op in the game, the co-op person like always gets kicked out of the sea monster battles, which is like the last step before ending the game. And I'm just like, man, I don't
That
this
sucks.
sucks. It really sucks. So I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. I was already getting
So
pretty tired of it, but
so
man, I
did you guys play through the whole game on his server? Was that the
yes.
issue?
Yeah.
So what happens if he kills the sea monster after you lag out and then you join back up?
Oh, so that's the other thing. Whenever I would get kicked out of the game, the sea monster would disappear. So he had to reload anyway.
That's so basically he would
Yeah,
have to kill all the sea monsters alone and then you would
alone.
join and watch like the end cutscene or whatever it
Yeah,
is story thing.
yeah. Which I can just do that on YouTube, which I did,
Yeah.
and it's really stupid. Yeah. So that kind of ruined that game for me. I'm a little ticked off about that, but it is what it is. It like I said, it's such a janky game anyway that it doesn't really surprise me. and I'm kind of relieved to just be done with it. In all honesty.
Yeah, that sounds very frustrating.
Hmm.
Did you look it up? Like, are a lot of people pissed off about this?
Yeah, I looked up. I was like, I think I looked up like co-op partner disconnected during Stranded Deep boss battles, and it's just a line of this is like an issue that's been happening for years. I saw things like from like 2018
For
on it.
years?
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my god. So, like,
so I was,
it's not gonna be fixed anytime soon,
nope.
if
So I was
ever.
like, okay. I was like, okay, Dan, I'm deleting the game. I'm done with this.
That's so annoying.
Uh, yeah, it is.
But yeah, with that, we're going to end episode 217 of the Pixel Street podcast. As always, thank you so much for watching or listening to the show. Please give us feedback in the comments below, review us, whatever you want. Whatever you want to do, just let us know what we can do to make the show better. We would greatly appreciate it. As always, you can follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street. Check out the pinned tweet there for an invite to our Discord. There's also a link to our YouTube channel, or you could search youtube.com/Pixel Street Videos, where we post Let's Plays, all of our podcasts, unboxings, some list videos. If there's ever like a tutorial, like we did not MLB the Show twice, and both of them got many views because it's just like it's something that should be super easy to do, but isn't. And if we figure out how to do that, we'll post videos like that from time to time. Um, but yeah, John, where can people find you on the internet?
On Twitter, I am at Rivik Shadows, and you can find my writing on gameper.com. Just a lot of random stuff until the games start coming out here. Yeah, nothing really in particular. I really want to start uploading to our channel again some videos, but I had an idea. Oh, I was gonna upload a Goose Goose Duck uh, Let's Play the other day, but it's like Among Us, but it's just not that fun on your own. So I was like, this won't be that good of a video. So I'm trying to think of something to upload. Um,
You were gonna
Hopefully
do
I'll.
something with your analog pocket, you said.
Yes, yes, I am. I still want to do it. I have to get things set up for that.
Cool. You can find me on Twitter at Campo63 or twitch.tv/Campo63, where I live streamed Fortnite over the weekend with some friends. It was a ton of fun. You can find that VOD on our YouTube channel as well. We will be right back here next week with episode 218 of the Pixel Street Podcast.
Bye.